Hi everyone, I'm Lisa and welcome to Lisa's Stamp Studio. Last week I shared with you a great tip on extending the life of your Wink of Stella by adding some rubbing alcohol to the chamber. Now if you missed that video and you're here from YouTube, I'll put the link below. You can head over to my blog and watch it there. And if you did see it, I've got some more great tips for you on how you can use this product. I've stamped the beautiful You, one of the girls from that stamp set. Gorgeous, gorgeous stamp set. I'm really enjoying this on a piece of Whisper White cardstock. Even though the basic black ink is pigmented and it's archival quality, you can still color with it and you're going to get a really fun smoky color. But I want to give you a tip on how you can use the Wink of Stella with it. Now I've got finished samples for you at the end, so make sure you hang with me. You're going to flip this over and you're going to squeeze it. So we've got a little bit of ink inside the lid here. And because it's an archival ink, you're going to find that this is not nearly as juicy as the classic ink pads, which are dye-based. We have our Wink of Stella. This is the exact same tube I showed you last week on how I refilled it. But here today, I want to take some color and add some Wink of Stella to it at the exact same time. So I'm going to pick up some of the black that's here, and I'm going to begin to color in her dress. Look at that fun smoky color. Isn't that pretty? Now you can do this with any of the ink pads, not just the basic black. I just picked this one because I figured, I wonder if it would work with a pigment ink. So the dye-based inks work equally as well. So I'm just going to add color on here, very much using it as if it were a blender pen. Or an aqua painter. So you can see that we've gone ahead and we've colored her in. But look at the shimmer to that. Isn't that pretty? Now it's really important when you are finished to make sure you have a paper towel handy. You want to make sure you get all the color off the tip of your bristles, otherwise you're going to be transferring it from one to another. So we're going to clean that off really good, and then again you're going to want to make sure you cap it. I'm also going to recommend that when you do this that you clean out the well of your ink pad, because obviously if you were to close this and squeeze again, you're going to end up with wink inside your pad, and we definitely don't want that. Okay, so there's one way, but how about another? How about this? Check this out, and I've labeled it. It says Calypso Coral, and you're probably thinking, I don't get it. Well, I'm going to unscrew this and I'm going to show you. Last week I showed you how to take the chamber out, right? All I did was I added 15 drops of re-inker or refill from the ink pads into the Wink of Stella. Now I want to show you how to do that, so let me bring in one that I have left over here. I'm going to bring in my tray because I think it's going to make a little bit of a mess, and I want to make sure that I've got that work surface protected. Now this is the one I did last week that actually already has rubbing alcohol in it, but I'm going to simulate for you so that you know how to go about the process. Make sure you keep it capped, and you're going to want to unscrew it. That just kind of keeps the brush contained. I'm going to set that here. I'm using needle nose pliers. You can use your scissors if you're really careful. Now you can see there's a little bit of extra wink in there that's still going to be mixed around. What I did last week, in case you missed the video, is I actually added rubbing alcohol. This is 70%, and I just added it just below the fill line. But this week, you know what I want to do? I'm going to add this and I'm going to color this. Now granted, if you do this, it's going to stay this color, so you're going to need to label the barrel like I have here. So I'm going to do 15 drops. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. You're thinking, oh, that's going to be so dark. Well, I think I got 16 in there. You'd be surprised. The Wink of Stella and the rubbing alcohol actually dilutes the color tone. So the plunger goes back in, I'm pushing that down, and then I'm going to put the cap of my Stella brush back on and make sure it's tight. Okay, and then you're going to want to shake this. You're going to want to shake it to make sure that you're distributing the color really well. And again, now this is going to be permanent, so you're going to want to label it like I've done with my other one here, Calypso Coral. I just used a Sharpie marker to do that. I'm going to cap this so we don't have a mess and set that off to the side. I have another image here from that exact same stamp set, and I want to show you how this works. Again, I'm just going to make sure it's well distributed. I'm going to give this a squeeze to make sure it's going to work just right. There goes your wink, and now you're going to get the color down. Look at, Isn't that pretty? Now again, you can always add more color. So if this is not dark enough for you, by all means, open up the chamber and add more. So here we go. Let's color her dress. Not only now do I have kind of a watercolor type of look, it has Wink of Stella in it. So I'm going to squeeze this a little bit more to get it started. There we go. And I'm going to add more color to her dress. Now we've got it flowing really well. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? We've got shimmer on here. This is a great way if you're going to do a bunch of cards. You can add all the color and the shimmer all at one time. Isn't that beautiful? So I'll go ahead and I'll label that and I'll have that one saved. But you can see just how pretty that is. So here's one. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that shimmer. A little designer paper to coordinate it. And here's another. Here's that same smoky dress using the basic black where I used the Wink of Stella and the pool of ink on the lid. And I have one other just for fun. This one I actually mixed just off the lid of the ink pad like I did the black. And this is Emerald Envy. Pretty stuff, huh? So these are the 3 cards using this really fun technique with your leftover Wink of Stella pens. I hope you found this useful, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks for joining me, everyone.